Hey friends, it's me, Nikki. I'm back with another video.
Oh, this the Evan Show. Oh, this the Evan Show. Oh, this the Evan Show. Oh, this.
Those of you who want to know how is it living your life being legally blind? I get this question all the time. I lost my vision in November 2016, I think. Don't quote me on the year. Let's recap, okay? For those of you who are just now subscribe to my channel or just brand new to this video, never watched any of our videos in the past, welcome aboard. Here's my story. I am legally blind in my left eye. I was flying home from New York. I'm from New York and I live here in Atlanta. So I was flying home and that was on a Sunday. Monday, I went to work, and on my way home from work, this whole left side just went completely blank. Black, I should say. Black. Not a blur, not, fuzzy or whatever. It just went out. Completely black. That scared the shit out of me. I'm on the road driving. Luckily, I wasn't on a highway. However, I was on a 2-lane road. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't know. And then as I was driving, and my vision went out. I thought maybe something, wait, let me rub my eyes. I'm rubbing my eye, and it's still nothing. So I'm like, okay, let me see something. What is going on here? I closed my left eye, I was able to see. I closed my right eye, and it was gone. It was jet black. I mean, I couldn't see a thing. It was nothing. I panicked, so I picked my son up. I came home. I don't even remember exactly detail for detail what really happened that evening. Like, how did I even sleep? I'm not sure, but I know I did not go to work the next day. In fact, I went to I didn't have an eye doctor to go to, so I went to LensCrafters. It was an emergency visit. I needed to see the ophthalmologist. She just highly recommended me to go see a specialist. So, okay, the next day, which was on a Wednesday, I didn't go to work. So that's 2 days. I didn't go to work Tuesday. I didn't go to work Wednesday. So Wednesday, I went to the specialist, and when I went there, they didn't really examine me. They gave me a disc, like a DVD disc, a blank disc, and said, take this to another ophthalmologist. And apparently they're going to do an MRI and give you like a scan, a head scan, and see what's going on, what happened to my eye. So I went there, actually went there Wednesday. It was the same day. So I went there. So they gave me this injection, which was like a green fluid. That green liquid fluid, it highlights your insides, like your veins. So when you're in that tube, the doctor is actually behind, in the room, and he can see your whole inside, like with that glowing liquid thing that they gave me. So we're done with that procedure. I go home, and I'm just still nervous. Now Thursday, I'm going to work. It's so hard for me. I didn't tell anyone at my job at the time. I was kind of embarrassed. I didn't know what was wrong. And I knew the question was going to come. But what happened? How did that happen? What is it? So you can't see? You're blind? It's not, I just didn't want to face that. It's very hard for me to see. Like, one of my coworkers was sitting on my left side. So every time, like, she would talk to me or request something or whatever, I'd have to actually turn all the way around just so I could actually see her. Friday, I didn't get any results, nothing back. So I didn't call the doctor. This was the next day. Because what happened was, after that appointment, that MRI doctor is supposed to get that disc, he scanned all the test results, everything onto that disc. And he sends that disc back to the first ophthalmologist who referred me to him. You get what I'm saying? So follow me on this. So I'm waiting on that phone call to say, hey, we got your disc, we know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. I didn't get a phone call. Okay, the weekend passed, Now the weekend, I'm telling my parents, and they're like, what? Like, how did this happen to you? I don't know what happened. Like, there's nothing, I just don't know. Okay, Monday comes around, still nothing. Tuesday now, I called the MRI doctor, with the one with the scan, the disc, and I asked them, what's my result? What's going on? I was in there last week and I did an MRI. I need to find out my results. Is my vision coming back? I'm just like, I need to know this. So they basically told me that, your disc was sent back to the other doctor, the first ophthalmologist that I went to. Okay, so now I'm pissed off because they didn't call me to say, hey, your disc is here and we know what's going on and blah, whatever. They didn't even call me. So my husband, I called him, I told him what's going on. So after work that day, I asked him if he can go over there and pick it up. So now I have this disc. Now, mind you, when he picked up the disc, they didn't say, we need to see her. This is what's going on. They just said, here. You know what I'm saying? So now I got this disc that has my results on it. And I don't know what the hell is going on. What the hell am I supposed to do with this disc? Where do I go from here? You get what I'm saying? So now I'm pissed. I called him the next day, the very next morning. And I'm like, look, I got this disc. I need to know what's going on. Like, you guys are supposed to be following up with me, telling me what's going on. This is a major situation here. Like talking to the freaking wall. They didn't give me anything back. I went and I did some research. I called my insurance company. I explained to them what happened. So we go to this doctor. And she was able to upload it and look at it. So I'm in the room and I'm just waiting, and she comes back and she's like, it looks like you have a retinal detachment. And I'm like, wow, how did that? She said, did you hit your head? Did you fall down? Obviously, they're gonna ask, did you get into a fight? Like, did anything drastic change? I said, nothing. I mean, I went on a plane, I came home, and I didn't have any sign. My husband did tell me that. He said, Nikki, you were complaining of headaches, so I went and got a new pair of glasses, thinking that was it. Maybe I was straining my eyes on the computer, because I was behind the computer 8 hours a day, 7-8 hours a day at work. So I do remember that when he brought that up, I was like, yeah, you're right. I was having headaches. So I went and got a new pair of glasses, but I can't remember if I had headaches after that. I just can't remember. You live your day-to-day life. You get a headache, okay, you may take a Tylenol, drink some tea, and you good. She refers me to a doctor, and when I tell you, he's amazing. He's amazing. I went to him. He didn't even have to look at the disc. He knew exactly what was going on. Once I went in the room and he had that eye thing, and they put over your eye, and he's looking in my eyes and seeing what's going on. He knew immediately what it was. He said, you have a retinal detachment, and I need an emergency surgery, and we can do this tomorrow. I was like, let's do it. Broke it down to me. He said basically, like, this is your eyeball, and I think I explained this to you guys in my previous Legally Blind video. So this is the eyeball, this is your retina, and it's attached like this, right? So what happened was, it loosened up. My retina loosened up. So there was like a gap between the eyeball and the retina. He was telling me he had two methods of doing this. One was the buckle, which was like a staple when you staple it back on, and one was like a bubble, where you put the bubble in between the retina and the eyeball, and it goes in between, and that bubble it's like a glue almost, and it just seals it back down. Let's do the bubble. We go for surgery. Put me to sleep. I don't want to feel it. Put me to sleep. Knock me all the way out. I woke up and it was pain. Sharp pain was just, oof. I'm walking around the house with an eye patch. Bling, blah, so now we're joking, because I'm like, okay, it's getting fixed. You know what I'm saying? So we could joke and laugh about this. I'm going to have a blinged out eye patch. It's going to say Pretty Nikki. After my surgery, I think we waited about, I want to say we waited about a week. I go back to his appointment, and he takes the bandage off. My eye is like a bloodshot red. He gives me some eye drops, and I go see him again a week later. Before that appointment came up, I noticed that it was like, how can I explain it? It was like, up here was like brightness, and then down here was black. It's weird. Like I couldn't see because it was just like so like bright light, but it was almost like I was underwater and I'm coming up. And I'm like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? But it was right at the line, like right there. So if I looked up, I could see brightness, you know? And my eye was still healing. So I couldn't focus on what I was seeing, but I just saw brightness. And if I looked down, it was completely black. It's amazing. He's bringing my vision back. I can actually see my vision coming back. Like that is amazing. So right before my that 1 week follow-up appointment, I noticed that line was going back up. And it was like I'm going back underwater, back in darkness. It was just completely black. And I was just hurt. And he tells me, you know, unfortunately, it was too late. If I would have seen you earlier, I would have been able to save your vision. I just cried. As he was talking, it was just like womp, 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 womp. Like Charlie Brown, womp, 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 womp. I didn't hear nothing. I was just crying. Like, what? You telling me I'm gonna be blind for the rest of my life? Go ahead, go back in for surgery. I'm knocked out again. So, you know, he staples it up. And this time it felt like, you know, this time I didn't have that sharp pain in the back of my head. This time it just felt like my eyeball was extremely dry, like I had sand or eyelashes in my eye. It was just tearing, like it was just so irritating. We finished with the second procedure, the second surgery. I go back for a follow-up appointment. He removed the bandages, he puts the eye drops, and it's still black, you know? So basically he was just telling me it's gone. Him tell me that, he looked hurt. Letter stating that I'm legally blind. It was like a medical document that I can bring to work or like for the DMV. That's the story of how I lost my vision. Now, today, 2020 now, I'm used to not seeing in my left peripheral. I'm still able to drive in my car at night. I prefer not to drive at night. It's hard, it is hard. As the time goes by, I just got used to it. I really just got used to it. You know, gave the letter into Human Resource. They didn't do a damn thing about it. I didn't even get a damn card. I didn't even get a sympathy card from one person from this place of employment that I worked at. Not that I need it. I mean, I don't need it. Let me tell you something about me. I don't need anybody's sympathy. I'm a strong individual, okay? I've been through a lot but at the end of the day, I am still freaking blessed beyond measures. So I really don't need anybody's sympathy. You get what I'm saying? Seriously. So, yeah, that's just where I'm at now today. Life doesn't end. I still got a lot more in front of me. I still have my life to live, you know? I have my amazing, amazing, supportive husband. I have my son Shine. He's everything to me. Family, my sisters, a good support team. So, and then my self-esteem is skyrocket. So it's like, I'm good. I got you guys. You guys are my friends. You know, someone asked me, how was it living with, you know, being legally blind? And that's why I did a video. So shout out to that person who wanted to know some more in depth. If you were going through the same situation, you know, hit me up. You can get over it. You will get over this. You will get over this hump. This too shall pass. You still have an amazing life ahead of you. I don't question it. This was in my path. This was in the journey. I was supposed to experience this. I don't know why. Maybe I'm able to deal with this. Most people probably couldn't. So, thanks for watching this video. I have another video coming up real soon. Bye. Peace.